Today we are in Uganda, which doesn't only need papers for someone to be qualified to get a job. It is hard for a girl. I don't know. For boys, just bringing your papers is enough for you to get a job, or to say that your documents can explain much about you. When it comes to the girls, I don't know what bosses think of us. They think our bodies can explain much more than our papers do. Even when you bring all your certificates, degree, whatever you have, whatever the biggest document you have, and you present it, they feel like before they touch your body, it's not enough for them to understand that you qualify to get that job. I don't know what is happening to our Uganda. Sexual harassment is too much. Most of where I think even when they are ladies who are bosses, when someone gets to know you need a job, they want you to do something, and in most cases they don't need money because they know you've come to get a job and you don't have the money they might ask for. So they take advantage of that, and they use our bodies. They like someone touches you irrespective of your size, irrespective of your age, no matter how old you look, how beautiful, how ugly. These bosses are no longer ashamed. They just do whatever they feel like. My name is Ines Coloring for the Shoe World.
Sexual harassment has not started these days, it has been there for long, but we do not understand why no one has stood up to come up with the aims on how to stop it. When you hear the term sexual harassment, it's a very wide term, and this is what? Oh, let me say unwanted sexual behaviors, and it normally happens more so to the girls and even rarely to the boys. And the prime target of the sexual harassment are the young people. What do you think are the causes of sexual harassment? And do you think that boys or like males are greatly responsible for that? Or do you think that it only happens to girls? Jesse Kimbra is my name.
Let's take a short break and we'll be back.
Wandyagadde okumanya ekirooto kye ki? London Media Academy ekuwadde omukisa eri ggwe alina ekirooto eky'okukolako ku radio ne TV, okusoma amawulire nga ky'osoma ky'okwatako. Wamala siniya ey'okunoba ey'omukaaga, tulina diploma ne certificate mu journalism and mass communication, video production and filmmaking, graphics designing, 3D animation, web designing, marketing, public relations n'amasomo amalala mangi. Tulina studio ez'omulembe eza radio ne TV, basomesa abakugu abali mu mawulire. London Media Academy tulina enkolagana ne Islamic Core University. Jangu weewandiise mu lusoma luno, abaana 10 abasooka baakusalirwako ebitundu 3 ku buli 10. Olina gy'osomera naye nga tofuna practicals. Jangu tukuyambe. Tusangibwa Old Kampala opposite St. Matthew Mulumba Church. Essimu 0751 14 73 51 0751 14 73 51. London Media Academy.
Yeah, welcome back from that short commercial break. Indeed, this has been a really long week. As you know, Monday was the 1st of December. It was the International AIDS Day. And happy AIDS Day, though it's belated, but still happy AIDS Day to those who celebrated it.
Yeah, and a happy new month. It is
Yeah.
the December month, the last month of the year. And I think I should wish a birthday to all December babes. Are you in December?
Nah.
I'm in December, so I'm very excited. Like when the year starts, I'm like, what is my birthday reaching? We are giving out gifts, but then it has come. Let's
Okay.
go to sexual harassment.
Yeah, what do you think are the causes of sexual harassment?
I think I think sexual harassment, me myself, I can't stop it or allow it. If I need a job, because in most cases sexual harassment happens at workplaces
Yeah.
or schools where you need to graduate and the guy has your marks, he's not going to let them be until
Unless you offer something.
you offer something. And when you try to ask them what something do you really want, they don't mention.
Yeah, they start going round and round, round and round, you know.
You better be open if you want to harass me. Be open, tell me I want this. Other than telling me,
Really?
I want something. What's something that has no definition in your tongue? You want it and you cannot say it. Then you better let it be and just do what I want and we depart. Once there was a video I watched, it was on YouTube, of a boss harassing a babe, and I think they were left alone in the office. So the guy was like, please let it be kind of comfortable. How? Do we have an agreement that I have to offer you something? Most of my body. Man, let's learn to use our hands responsibly. Don't just touch like the way you feel like, and it feels inhumane and it's no good. Let's respect one another. These girls might be young, she might be big, or she might be wanting something from you. You know, when we go looking for jobs, at times we're already tired of looking for jobs. Jobs are not easy to find. So when you get a chance, someone offering you a job, you tend to be willing to give in whatever you can so that you can get that job or get a better position. But then we girls should not just give in ourselves because you want that job. Let that job be. If he refuses to give it to you, saying unless you offer something, let it be. Let that job go. Maybe it wasn't yours, because we believe whatever we get is from God. Maybe that kind of job is not your class, or it's not you who is supposed to do it. Maybe it is for some other person. And then we've got these other girls. Have you ever gone to somebody's office, by the way?
Yeah, I've been there. Sometimes, someday.
A guy's office, a
Yeah, my
lady's?
HM's office.
How does he behave? Most of me, I try to prevent them by the way they look. Like someone gives you an eye and you're like, oh God, I'm your daughter.
But then some do not take that into consideration. And you find that, okay, sexual harassment not only happen to employees, place, whatever, it also happens even in your society there, down there.
Yeah, homes where they have
Yeah.
mates,
And you hear
fathers tend
that
to be.
every year millions of girls are raped, millions of boys. You know, when you talk of a guy being raped, there is a way it sounds funny and people don't believe that, but it's
If
true.
you're my boyfriend, I fire you. How did she rape you?
For sure, you find that it's not only to girls, you know. There are many people say that girls are vulnerable to that, but also boys. You can put them into consideration, though it's on a rare case.
Okay.
Yeah, when you look at sexual harassment, it can not only be, let me say, forced sex. It's also the way, like, someone touches your body.
Even the way you look at me. If I've
Yes.
come into your office, look at your papers. If at all I've submitted anything to you, why do you look at my body? And actually, they don't look at the face. They look
They
at the
start
chest.
looking at
They
the
look at the
chest,
legs and
behind,
you're like, oh
the
my
thighs,
God, what
as
is
if they do
going
not
on?
have theirs.
Yeah, you own your body. Let's just, I think, use the eyes for what they are supposed to. They're not just supposed to look anyhowly. They're They are made for some good work. We have to look at things that we're supposed to look at, not just.
And there is something that makes me wonder, why is it that in most cases married men are the most sexual predators?
I don't know why.
Because
I've
you
not
have a wife
really.
at home,
Yeah, you
then
can
you
do
come at
whatever you
work,
feel
for
like.
sure. Then you find like a very little lady has come in to get a job, maybe to submit in her papers. She sits, then you come touching her thighs, her back, trying to do, okay,
Yeah, they tend
I
to
don't
be
know
as
what,
if they are panting, as if
yeah.
I've told you I'm stressed. My ideas will come when we are fine. We are not anywhere stressed, so we
Yeah,
don't need
and
you
I
to
got
pant
to see
us.
some of that issue somewhere. Okay, I went with my auntie somewhere. Then, in that very place, we found a girl. Okay, we were going to the very same office. Unfortunately, we did not knock. I don't know what happened to us. We entered. Then we found a babe shouting at the boss that stop touching me, stop doing this. But do you know what the guy told to us? But I was just panting on her to calm her down. I
Ask
didn't
me
do
how have
something
I
wrong.
told you my story? Did I tell you that I failed to pay my taxi, transport, what?
For sure, I don't know.
You don't have to pant me. We are always fine. And by the time I've come to, it means I'm strong enough by what I've gone through. So I don't need you to be by my shoulders, going at my back, instructing me. And also, sexual harassment has to say it's not only from the men,
Bosses.
even some girls. Is it seduce? Induce. They
Provoke.
seduce these men to doing it. So let's come back and talk about how girls start up the harassment.
Wandyagadde okumanya ekirooto kye ki? London Media Academy ekuwadde omukisa eri ggwe alina ekirooto eky'okukolako ku radio ne TV, okusoma amawulire nga ky'osoma ky'okwatako. Wamala siniya ey'okunoba ey'omukaaga, tulina diploma ne certificate mu journalism and mass communication, video production and filmmaking, graphics designing, 3D animation, web designing, marketing, public relations n'amasomo amalala mangi. Tulina studio ez'omulembe eza radio ne TV, basomesa abakugu abali mu mawulire. London Media Academy tulina enkolagana ne Islamic Core University. Jangu weewandiise mu lusoma luno, abaana 1,000 abasooka baakusalirwako ebitundu 3 ku buli 1,000. Olina gy'osomera naye nga tofuna practicals. Jangu tukuyambe. Tusangibwa Old Kampala opposite St. Matthew Mulumba Church. Essimu 0751 14 73 51 0751 14 73 51. London Media Academy.
Welcome back from that very short commercial break. And how do you ladies? I put myself out. I'm not seduced anyone, for God's sake. So, how do girls seduce men?
Okay, I will say dress code. Dress code might not generally be the issue, but at a certain time it is. basing on someone. Okay, when they talk of indecent dressing, it's not all about putting on short things or tight things, but it depends. You know, there are these kinds of clothing people have, yeah? Now, by the time my mom was teaching me on how to dress, there is a way she called different kinds of clothes. Now there is this one, she told me that, you know what, my daughter, I shouldn't put on such clothes like this one's called see me through. There are also these ones called boys follow me. And I've forgotten the third one, but when you look at this one, see me through, yeah, yes, it can be a long thing, but then you find that someone, when you look at the person who is dressing, you can see her from the front to the back. With that, okay, you know, our eyes can't be controlled. You may not want to look there, but still you'll be forced to look there.
And the minds, I think they are still young. When you're like, I won't do it. I'm not going to look there.
But still,
In a
you'll
minute,
find
you
the
find
eyes
yourself
going
with the eyes
there.
like, then you remember, you're like, oh, I've remembered that I'm not supposed to look there.
Yeah, and then you talked of these places, that the workplaces where the employees seduce the, as in these people who have come in to get the jobs. But still you find that these very ladies who come in to get the jobs are the ones at that moment seducing.
Some babes come with that intention. I must get this job. Come whatever they need. I will need this job. I've ever seen one babe. She came asking for a job with a CV that could never make her go through, but she was determined to do whatever it takes so that she can get that job and maybe a promotion in a week.
And there is a way when they enter the offices, they tend to sit, yeah, as if they are provoking the opposite sex, as in, to drive their minds off. I don't know what it is.
So at times, it's not the men in wrong. It's us, the girls, the way we behave towards these people. Let's understand that they are also human, and reacting over something is normal. It is of nature. They can't stop it, however much they would love to fight. Just like we said, at times you feel like, no, I should not look there, I should not watch this, but then you find yourself doing the same very thing.
And when it comes to those sexual emotions, you know, there is a way ladies are kind of strong about it. They can do each and everything in their efforts to control it, but when it comes to a man, it's very difficult for a man. There is a way they are weak when it comes to that thing. I don't know why.
They're just more active. There is no word that can define the way men react to some parts of definitions.
Yeah, then you can also find that sexual harassment does not only happen to strangers, even people in a relationship. For sure, you can find it in married couples.
How does my husband harass me?
Your husband?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, as we said, sexual harassment, it's something, okay. Oh, how should I sugarcoat it? I don't know.
A lady is someone's property. So, I think whatever I have is his.
Yes.
If he comes and
It's
is
fine.
like, I want to punch you.
No, I'm not talking about that. Leave this panting stuff alone, yeah? But there is the other deeper thing. You know, let me say your hubby can come back from work. He's home and he'll be like, you know what, Lauren, I really miss doing such and such a thing, yeah? Then for you, honestly, you don't want to do it. Then that may result into rape, and for sure you can't report that person. They'll be like, he's your husband, how can your husband rape you? For sure,
obviously he can never rape me. So if he does anything, okay, it's like me wanting to drive my car. Neither can you your food. Obviously I have to do whatever it takes. I have to drive it. So if he's my husband and I'm like, no, to them, no, I don't want this, hey, he will do whatever it takes to get what he wants.
and that's one of the things.
No, I don't take it as sexual harassment because it is expected of us. Okay, you expect me to do some things for you. Then why am I refusing at a certain point?
Because you don't want. And then you find these other kinds of sexual predators, they know, okay, they not really use force, but there are some tactics they use, like sweet talking. Okay, someone may come, maybe let me say your neighbor, a friend, okay, the opposite sex, and they'll be like, you know what, Lauren, everyone does sex. Sex is not bad. What will you lose if you do it?
Yeah,
What
and
will
some of them
yeah.
come where after knowing, like maybe you're in some shit and you need someone to put you out of it,
Yeah.
and this person gets to know you, maybe you need money, so they come and they're like, okay, have what you want, but then I want something small. And because you have no point, you already need the money and he has it, you might end up giving in, and it happens.
Yeah, anyway, that's life.
Not too
But
obvious.
still, there you can control it. You can avoid it.
Now that comes to my side, I can
Yes.
either choose to refuse this money and wait until I get it the right way, or be like, I badly need the money.
But I value my dignity most.
Some girls forget when they come to love what they want. They forget they have a value, they forget their price is not, it is not even like, I've ever seen like a status someone saying, so however big you are, however you value yourself, however much you value yourself, whatever you take yourself for, your dad will exchange you for a cow. So I think girls be like, after all, at the end, I have no value from my parents. I think that's why they end up doing these things. They be like, after all. And at times, this pressure comes from our parents. Your parent might call you. She knows you're not working. First of all, you're still young. You're not in that position of taking care of the family. And then they openly tell you the problems that are at home, and they cannot solve them unless you do. So parents end up pushing us into giving in. At times we can stand strong and you're like, no, for the sake of my body, for the sake of myself, I'm not going to devalue myself to this point. But because you love your mom very much, you want to make your dad happy and maybe proud of you, and it's like, but Tubanja rent, the guy is coming wichi. Even yesterday we didn't eat. So you end up being like, okay, this is just a body. After all, I will die and it will remain here. It's not that's all they are using. So parents should try at least be our source of energy. I know one thing a mom should never say, like, I don't have, we have this problem. To your child, it will do some like, some kids don't care. They'll be like, you have eaten, better take care of yourself. But some of us are weak. We can't withstand our parents going through some hard conditions, some hard situations. So I think we should always talk in a better way, not to show that you're very badly off, to give me a chance to decide over some things.
And to those who have been or who were sexually harassed, just don't keep it to yourself, because the more you keep it to yourself, and the biggest problems those people normally do is playing and playing that day over and over in their minds. But if it really happened to you, get a considerable friend or an elder whom to talk to. You share, and there is a way they will comfort you.
Yeah, but a friend, I doubt if they would keep it for years. Someone
But
might
then
go out.
maybe you can go to a church or
Better to go to someone
elder,
you
as
don't know.
Christians normally
Because
do.
even if they are to speak it out, they will say it to someone I will never meet. Even if you meet me, you
Then
don't
how
really
how
tease
can
me.
you trust someone who you don't know?
I don't trust you in that field. I just tell you, because at times we don't need to trust someone. We just need someone to speak to. I've ever spoken to someone I wasn't supposed to speak to just because I was yearning to speak out. So I ended up talking to someone I wasn't supposed to. But it did no effect other than trusting someone, and they say it out, and at last you feel like, why did I speak it out? I would have kept it to myself. So my name is Ines Coloring. You can follow me on all my pages, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then follow us on YouTube. That is Treasure TV UG and CBM Brothers.
Yeah, and we are proudly sponsored by the London Media Academy and powered by the CBM Classic Brothers Mountain. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. That is stratatv.ug. and the other group is the CBM Classic Brothers. Then you can like, share, and comment. Jessie Kimbra is my name. You can follow me on Facebook, that is Kimbra Zeksham, Instagram Jessie Kimbra, and then YouTube Jessie Kimbra still. Thank you.